Over to Zagreb and Maurice. Maurice.
Thanks, guys. We are with a very special person, Vladimir Potkin, who is the trainer of Jan Nepomniachtchi, the current leader in the event. Now, Vladimir has been the European champion that he did in 2011. His peak rating of 26.86, so a strong player in his own right. He was also the coach of one Sergei Kuryakin during the World Championship campaign that saw Sergei be just that close to nipping at the heels of Magnus Carlsen. So clearly, you've seen a lot at the top of world chess. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Maurice. Nice to meet you.
First of all, let's get down to it. Jan is doing so well. Could you guys have imagined when you were coming to the event that he'd be +3, clear ahead of the hottest player in the world, Magnus Carlsen, and everybody else?
Of course, you can't expect anything until the tournament is started, but Jan is in a good shape. He won Moscow Grand Prix, and he is really motivated for this period because he has plenty of tournaments, and he is really enjoying to play with strong players in the world, and he is super motivated.
You mentioned that you've been working with him for 10 years now, and that lately he's been inviting you to everything, so you can't even do any chess playing yourself. That must make you feel good to know that your charge has such confidence in you.
Yes, since Jan is doing very good in the tournaments, so I just can't play myself because big aim, and Jan is very motivated. And I see in his eyes how he loves chess now, and for me it's most of important when the player is motivated and he loves what he is doing. So it's a great pleasure to help at that moment.
What do you see as his qualities that may separate him from other top players? What's special about him as a player person?
I think Jan is really wants to fight, and when he's playing chess, he just enjoys the game, and he can make some improvisation and really can calculate many variations. So he doesn't stop at some classical approach. So he wants to create something new, and he's studying. And he's a person who is not only involved in chess, so he making some games, some sports. So he's a big personality.
You mentioned something I've noticed, his speed of play, his quickness in decision-making. He seems confident that when he knows this is the case, he just goes for it instead of spending a lot of time on the clock.
You know, when I started to make coaching, first my experience was with great Levon Aronian once he won the Linares tournament. And he also, at some period, he played extremely fast. So I think once a player believes in himself, he is really motivated, and he doesn't need an extra time to think, and he just sees the move and he just make it. And I think, you know, in the old times, when it was a big time control, it was considered when you see the good move, look for another one. But now when you see the good move, just make it.
Very interesting observation. The fact that this tournament, it hasn't necessarily been one of those clean-cut affairs, like he's just dominating the opposition. He's had some rocky positions.
Yes, that's true. So very shaky positions, and it can end for anything. But I think Jan is a big fighter, so despite of the suspicious position, he is just making the best moves and try to make some tricks. For example, let's say Magnus, when he's playing this best Sicilian variation, sometimes he also make a lot of risks. So I think Jan is getting some of the Magnus' approaching as well. So we are studying, we are getting every best part of any player. Yeah.
Absolutely, steal whatever you can. It's not stealing if it works.
No.
This position we've got in front of us with him versus Ding Liren. This one looks like a tough one. His pawns are not exactly all together. His king's still not castled yet. Did you prepare this line specifically, or do you feel like he may have been surprised in this particular position?
Well, of course, already players know their own, and the position looks dangerous, but I believe in Jan, and I think he'll create some stress. So just now he should solve the question of his king. So, and maybe even exchanging queens. It's not a bad outcome of the opening in this position.
Tell me, on the flip side, it's, you know, it all sounds like it's a love affair when you're working with a man in Jan, but it's not always that a student or player will listen to the coach. What kind of discussions do you guys get in? Any arguments that you might think, I like this, and he goes, no, 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 we're going to do this?
No, of course, it's always a discussion. So I'm trying that player takes the decision and he takes it from his own heart. So I will not force player if I am extremely confident just to play this line, because I need the player that he thinks that it's his decision, and then he get more confidence in this situation.
Absolutely. See why you're a top coach. Your feeling when you're watching, you had your own feeling. You're a serious player yourself, European champion, very strong player. What's the difference between you playing and watching him play? Because it's every move you have to be concerned about, and you have no control over what's happening on the board.
Of course, it's completely different, because when I study Jan's game, of course, at some moment I can take very strong decisions, I think. But to take concentration during all the game, it's a completely different story. So to take 1 or 2 or 3 strong decisions is not enough to make a game. So you need to make concentration, and it's completely different to see the game and to play the game. Once you're involved in playing, you're already fighting, and it's another story. You need some fighting abilities and to keep all this concentration till to the end.
How nervous do you get watching him play?
I try not to nervous, because I feel that Jan is, of course, in the game, and if I will be nervous the same as Jan, and it will be, I think, not so good. So I need to stay calm in this situation.
All right, well, thanks for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you, Maurice, for inviting me, and good luck to you.
Vladimir Potkin, the trainer of Jan Nepomniachtchi, clearly doing a great job.
Thank you, Maurice.